just imagine if you wear this t-shirt on Hari Raya, what would your mom say?
In the last video, we explored whether Singapore turns into a ghost town during Chinese New Year. But that got me thinking, if some parts of the city go quiet, then where exactly is everyone else?
Alright, mate.
Right.
This is like what, our third cup for the day.
I think so. Shit. We're high on this topic. No. It's pretty weird.
It's weird because you don't get to shoot at a hawker center like this on a day-to-day basis.
Yeah.
It's very hard to get a very quiet, like a quiet place
setting.
for us to say. Yeah, quiet setting. Yeah, it's like,
I mean, we are sitting outdoors, so no disturbances. Rare, very rare.
yeah. We'll show you guys. It's empty here, so
We'll take a look later. Right, now, back to the original topic which we dropped at the end of the last video.
right.
So, where the heck is everyone? And I don't mean the tourists. I mean the other locals, the non-Chinese. Where you at, bro?
I mean, it's interesting that you mentioned that because, like, based on what we have seen in the previous trips that we've made, of course, we are seeing like all of these places are having a lot of foreigners, tourists, and of course, there was a missing presence of the locals.
Right.
And for sure, we know that a lot of the Chinese are celebrating the Chinese New Year with their family.
Yeah. We know they're in and out of the neighborhoods,
Of course.
visiting families, relations, maybe even in and out of JB.
Yes. So we know that that they are out of the equation.
Yeah.
So that leaves us with
The big question.
where are the others, which is the Malays, the Indians,
Yeah.
and the expats.
Right. Because you see, it's very interesting, and if you think about it, the numbers both make and don't make any sense. You see, 75% of Singaporeans are ethnically Chinese,
Okay.
right? And the remaining 25% are mix of the Malays and the Indians
Yeah.
and the Caucasians and all that. The expat population, however, is 1/5 of the total population.
About that, yeah, about that.
About that, right? So, my brothers and sisters, where have you gone? Where?
I think let's try to break it down
Right.
to for all of our viewers, and so at least we know like where do they actually go.
Right.
So we start off with a few, in my opinion, where are all this missing equation. For me, I personally feel that I'm pretty sure that the non-Chinese who are not celebrating the Chinese New Year are taking this long break
Right.
as a time for them to kind of like rejuvenate themselves, or could even be taking this time to spend quality time with their loved ones, with their
Right,
families,
right.
because it's quite a
It's quite a long week.
Long week,
if
man.
you think about it, right?
Correct.
Today is Wednesday.
the first day is
So
over.
Chinese New Year is like Wednesday, Thursday. Most of the companies I spoke to
It's
actually
pretty much a week, man.
Yeah,
pretty
it's
one
off
week.
on the Friday.
Yeah, so at least about five days that they are on a break. So I think most of them will be taking this time to kind of like spend quality time with their loved ones.
Like even when I'm scrolling through my Instagram feed, just looking at where the heck my friends are,
Right.
dude, half of them are like in Thailand, the other half is in Bali, some are in Batam. They're just traveling, you know.
Right. But do you know, like, I'm not sure if this is true. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
They say that flight prices during this Chinese New Year break tends to go like way up. Like it's almost double or
I can conquer. You know what? Let's find out right now. Let's see my trusty Skyscanner app.
but is it a little bit too late to check?
Nope. Trust me, boy. Flights to KL tonight. The usual for Kuala Lumpur, I would say like
Okay,
80,
let's take Singapore Airlines as a base.
as a base.
Yeah. So it's about 150
Okay, let's see.
max that you will go for the common man, economy people.
Oh yes, the common man is about to get rich tonight. $281 by Air Asia.
Oh, it's not even Singapore Airlines. Most of my Malaysian colleagues went back, I think
Early?
about a week earlier,
Right,
to
right.
avoid the high surcharges
So,
of the flight prices
what about the unlucky ones?
for those who are not travelling.
Yeah, no, not say not traveling. I would say those who are working right now, right here as we are recording this, working on their shift or on the time what if.
I assume most of them are definitely essential workers. So those in the essential line, the front line.
Frontline staff.
I'm pretty sure that most of them are working because they are covering for our Chinese friends who are celebrating this festive season.
Right. Even I think this doesn't just limit to the essential lines. I think even in those non-essential companies,
Service industries.
yeah, even if they're not closed, I think majority of these companies, they arrange for the Chinese staff to have the break, because I'm 100% sure during the other festive seasons like Hari Raya and Deepavali, the Malay and the Tamil staffs also get the same privilege. That's what I like to believe, at least.
Actually, it's true. No, that's not a thing when we were walking past by sketches.
Yeah, do you see a Chinese guy?
It was our Malay and Indian friends that was
Right,
working.
right. So
I think it's at the same time it's double
It's
pay,
double pay, guys.
Double pay, guys. What about it? Yeah, I think that's mainly one of the other reasons that
I think so.
we, the non-Chinese, not celebrating the Chinese New Year, will want to work on this festive period.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It's kind of like an incentive for us, actually.
Yeah, it does. We get, same amount of job, double the amount of pay. Why not?
Yeah, I mean, it goes back to like our national service days.
Yeah.
Like the guard duties during all of these festive season. We will all try to cover for each other.
Right,
You know what I mean,
we call those shifts, man.
Exactly,
Right.
exactly.
Where exactly are these people spending their time? I mean, I know they're
Like
with their
specifically, are you
families.
referring to it specifically?
Yeah. I'm referring to, let's just take us for example. Where are our Malay brothers at? Where are they chilling this week?
Okay, I'm speaking from my personal point of view. I think we
Right,
like Malay families, right?
Yeah.
Like we love family gatherings. Yeah. So, of course, my number one assumption, the East Coast Park, man.
East Coast Park.
I mean, that's definitely our assumption. Like,
Yeah,
East
but that
Coast
works.
Is,
That
is
works,
one
yeah.
viable assumption
Yeah.
for us to assume that probably they are there spending time with the family. I mean, it's long weekend.
It's a very long
Yeah,
weekend.
it's-
They could be there the whole freaking day.
Exactly. Yeah.
Earlier when we were at Geylang Serai,
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
I mean, you did see it through my eyes, right? That actually, yes, they were open, but they were not fully open.
Correct.
Right, half of them were already closed.
I think those places are when we passed by Juchat area. I don't know if you realized, but when I was taking a shot of the place, you could actually see that the jewel stalls, they were closed because I mean
Right.
it's a
It's probably a Chinese
Chinese
owned
owned
or
establishment.
Chinese
Yeah,
run,
yeah,
yes.
correct. But whereas like the coffee shops, I think it's run by a Malay family. I think it's open.
Yeah.
Like you can see of Mr. Teh Tarik.
Yeah,
or
Mr.
Kedai
Teh Tarik was
Kopi.
wide open. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think it's pretty much a buzz. But do you realize that it was still pretty quiet
Yeah.
around that
Again,
area?
again, a topic back to the previous video. Yes, I think there's still foot traffic, but again, it's like half of you guys are missing. There's no
Yeah.
sense of Singaporean, which is quite rare to see in that area.
Yeah.
But you know what I did find extremely interesting was how Little India seemed to have absolutely zero change. Today is Wednesday, okay? We went by all the hotspots in Little India.
Yeah.
That place was hell as ever
Yeah.
been, man.
Just to give a bit of context, that we started from the stretch of where did we enter? Rowell.
No, we
No.
didn't go from Royal. We went in from where's that place? Just before Deska Road.
I think around Dixon
I
Road.
think around Dixon, yes.
Yeah, we started from the Dixon area, all the way up until City Square Mall, Farrer Park.
Yeah.
Yeah, so all of the hot areas, your
All of the
Mustafa's
Yeah.
center.
But actually, now that I think about it, that makes sense. That makes sense for our migrant friends.
Yeah.
Right, you see, when they're on this construction throughout the entire week, well, if it's a long ass weekend, I'm pretty sure they have at least 3 to 4 days off.
Till Sunday, man.
It's freaking Sunday for 4 days in a row.
Yep. It's pretty much the same. No change.
No change.
Yep.
So our migrant friends are all there enjoying, having their fun. Well, let's bring the topic back a bit to Chinatown earlier in the day.
Right.
Well, we were there, we took a look. Did you realize that half of Chinatown was literally just the tourists?
The Pagoda Street, we were there. Yeah,
The Pagoda Street, right?
Yes.
Do you recall what happens when we crossed over to the residential side?
The People's Park area.
Yeah,
Oh man, it was.
that was a real ghost town.
Yeah.
That was legit hantu AF.
You will see all of these shutters like everywhere.
Right.
Yeah, don't worry, we will overlay some B-rolls.
You'll see, you'll
Yeah,
see.
or if not, just watch part 1 of the video of this series.
Links in the description, yeah?
Yeah.
So even our local Chinese guys, they're all missing. All of them are missing.
Yeah. I mean, if you realize when I was shooting the scenes there, one thing that that was quite prominent is exactly like how it is in Little India. Like our Chinese migrant workers,
Yes, and
everyone was gathering, celebrating Chinese New Year. I mean, it's kind of like trying to rekindle that friendship.
Yeah.
It's a way of like, even though they came all the way far away from their family.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure some of these guys actually wanted to go back.
Correct.
It's just that because of the ticket prices or the traffic or the amount of time they have to spend, they're
Correct.
just unable to head back home,
Yes. I mean, I feel for them because it's kind of like the same with our Bangladeshi workers. Every single time when we go for our Hari Raya prayers, when I stumble upon them like at the mosque, and then once we end the prayers, everyone like the community, the Bangladeshi community, will come together and come like hug it out, like ask for forgiveness. I think that really shows that even though they are far from their family, I think the people around them plays an important role.
Yes, it does.
Yeah, it helps with them like psychologically, emotionally,
Yeah.
and giving them that support.
And I mean, let's just bring out the fact that I didn't see a single negative vibe today. Everybody was just happy.
Yes.
Right, everybody was just happy.
Yes.
A bunch of guys tried to run me over on the street, but even they were happy. I was happy. Like, I didn't give two shits. I mean, they're just trying to get somewhere. We're just trying to get somewhere. And if I bring that to, let's think about our time in the heartlands.
Okay, so we have seen where our Chinese friends are, our Malay friends are, and our Indian friends are.
Yeah, they're all half missing basically in
Yeah.
overseas.
Correct, and we have seen all of this hotspot touristy area. It's never asleep.
Never asleep at all.
Never asleep. So it's alive like any other day, like
Yeah.
any other weekend.
Right. But that switch flips when we enter the heartlands. Like, let's give you guys some context right now. We are actually in Boon Keng.
Yeah.
This is just your hawker center in Boon Keng, and as you can see, it is basically just me and him.
Yeah.
And a bunch of birds flying around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is why I mentioned earlier in the video that it's a privilege to be able to shoot like this in a hawker center. This might be the only episode that we'll be shooting in a hawker center.
Yeah. Unless you guys want to rent us some space. Right. I think you've also noticed that only the essential stores are open.
Yeah.
The clinic was open. Was half a day.
Yeah. Supermarkets are open.
Yep. They remain open.
Correct. But the only thing that's left closed, shutters shut, are the coffee shops, your
Yeah.
kopitiams. Most of it is closed. I assume they're all. I mean, of course, they are local businesses, and I'm pretty sure being a hawker is never easy. To me, like it's a physically demanding job.
Yeah. I think
And-
it's a great time for them to take a break.
Exactly.
Right.
So for them who has been spending long hours at the hawker, serving the community, serving the people, their loyal customers, I feel like Chinese New Year is not only a time for them to celebrate with their family, but I think it's also an opportunity for them to
Rest.
rest,
relax.
reset their mind.
Right.
So
take a step back from the business.
exactly,
Right.
once like the celebration is over, when they come back, they are feeling fresh.
Also, when we were at the Heartlands, I also realized actually we do see some of our friends. We do see some of the older Malay generation. They're just hanging out. They're just catching up with old friends.
I mean, to dive a little bit into the Chinese New Year celebration, I'm kind of like happy and glad to see like the tradition coming out. You can see like families going up for visiting, wearing their traditional costume.
Yeah.
I feel like that, even though we're in 2025, I think the sense of like culture has always been there. I think that's one thing that I really love about.
But did you also notice? I think because of modern times, do you feel that even though the culture is still present and the tradition is still there, do you think it's been a little bit too over modernized?
If you were to put yourselves in that shoes, right, like if you were to wear like a t-shirt on Hari Raya, of course, I mean, people will say something like, "Hey, look at this guy! Like, he's trying to he's trying to ruin the culture, destroy the culture. Like, it has always been like your baju kuro, you know." Saying, I mean, yes, things has gone modernized with like your kurtas, your 3/4 sleeves.
Yeah.
I mean, yes, you add a bit of that Western element into it, like a lot of this hippie culture, trending fashion, I would say. But I don't know. To me, to wear like a simple T-shirt on like this festive season, like come on, it's only once a year.
Once a year.
I
And
mean,
also,
you have to dress up at least a bit for festive season because you are going visiting, and I
Okay.
feel like to have that representation of your culture, it's I feel like you need to have pride.
Okay. let me bring another point of view. I think I agree. Yeah, you do have to dress up once a year, I guess. But is it because the outfits are not comfortable? You and I, as Singaporeans, treasure our comfort a lot.
Yeah.
That's why we are in this t-shirt right now.
Hot weather. Yo, I always wear Bermudas for shoes, man. I just want to be comfortable.
So I don't know. I do know that some of my Chinese friends have commented that the cheongsam for the ladies especially are extremely uncomfortable.
It could be at times because I mean, with the hot weather in Singapore,
Yeah.
of course, like you want to wear something that's much more loose, comfortable. So
I guess maybe that's what has driven the evolution of the traditional outfits for, like, say, our case, for example.
mm.
No, that's an interesting topic to touch on next time, yeah?